Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the Palace of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim pertaining to these videos. Alright, so, I was watching this video, some of the other elder brothers, they were speaking about this topic. The ISUPK was speaking about how, Jacob's trouble is gay. Don't look for a release date. And you could watch it yourself, so you can see the type of madness that they're spewing over there at that congregation. But so as I was listening to this and some of the other brothers speak on this topic, I was thinking about these precepts. Because ultimately off the bat, I think of Second Esdras. And it's what's right here, 9 verse 1. I was going to read this verse. It says, 2 Ezra 9 verse 1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Then go to the next. And it says, verse 2, it says, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So, as right now, with everything that's happening with the wars, rumors of war, the pestilences, and then the election that's going to happen tomorrow. We're pretty much here at GMS Great Millstone is we're getting our houses in order. We're getting our minds ready for the Jacob's trouble and the trials and tribulations that are at hand. And we're warning the people. But pretty soon it's going to come to a time where we're not going to be out in the highways and hedges because we're going to be seeking our own salvation. We're going to be as pilgrims, in this place. Because it's going to be so chaotic out there that you're not going to have time to, open up camp and teach a person, like this precept right here. Because contrary to, what they were saying at ISCPK, to not look for a release date, ultimately, we're prophets of doom. We're warning the nation of Israel of the impending doom that's about to happen. So that's us measuring the times. And so like everything that's been going on in the news, because we're like a faithful servant, and then when Yahweh Shai returns, he wants to see his servants working. We're watching all these prophecies unfold. So we know that the day of doom is at hand. I can't give you a specific time frame, but I could tell you that it's best to get ready and seek the Lord while you still can. Call upon His name because it's coming to the time where you're not going to be able to be sealed. If you're of that number that's going to get delivered from that destruction. All right, so this precept right here is 2 Ezra 7 verse 43. It says, But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So we preach and prophesy about the day of doom. It's all over the scriptures. And then after the doom, after Esau's world is Jacob's beginning. So that's when the beginning of immortality happens. When corruption is past, and there's not going to be any more sin within the nation of Israel. So that's what we're pretty much set as to do as watchmen, is to warn the people, and then first and foremost also is to seek your own salvation, because it's you first and foremost, importantly, that has to seek your salvation, because you can't take out the beam out of another person's eye, and then you have a beam in your eye, like if the parable that Yahweh Shai spoke about. You got to get your house in order first. Then we are at ISCPK, they don't have their house in order. I'm just going to put it like that. You can watch the whole video of what he's speaking about, but I want to read these precepts. Alright, so this is 2 Corinthians 5 verse 11. It says, Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciousness. So it starts in your mind. And then you're able to, assist the ministry, join the congregation, and preach and prophesy and then warn the nation about the day of doom. And then also give them the gospel, the good news about the deliverance that's going to happen. But that deliverance is only going to happen to the ones who are, piping to the song, the 144,000, the 1/3. All right, so another precept I have is in Joel 2, and let's start at verse 28. because this is talking about the day of doom and then also the deliverance. All right, so Joel 2:28 says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions." So that's what's happening right now. We're seeing these visions, and we're preaching these prophecies, that because the Spirit is pretty much, giving us the light and understanding, and pretty much the motivation, if you will, so that we would go out there and preach and prophesy. Because I'm not doing this just for myself. I'm doing this for whoever wants to hear it. It's because I'm a fisher of men. I'm sealing of the elect, because the elect has to hear this word. And so everybody in this ministry has to work. All right, so continue on verse 29. It says, "And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit." So that's how you know that the spirit that's in Great Millstone is the right spirit. And then ISUPK, they don't have the right spirit, because they're saying Jacob's trouble is gay. That you're not supposed to look for Jacob's trouble or prepare your mind mentally for it. But here at Great Millstone, we hasten the day. We tell you to prepare for it mentally. Because first and foremost, the best way to do this is because money's not going to save you. A gun's not going to save you in that day. It's you yourself, and then walking to Yahweh Shai and then calling upon His name. Because ultimately, that's going to be the thing that's going to deliver you in these last days. All right, so verse 30 says, "And I will show wonders in heavens, and in the earth blood and fire, and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." So all these things are happening, as we speak. Like last year and then this year, there's been a lot of blood moons. Like yesterday for the 1st of November 2020 year prophecy, the moon was very bright orange. So that's pretty much a prophecy, being it's happening, in our like right in front of our eyes, and it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening until Yahweh Shai returns. Those are the signs and the times. Pretty much there to warn you to get right. Because all these warnings ultimately are supposed to strike fear in you. Because if you know the terror of the Lord, you're going to persuade men. You're going to do the right thing. You're going to call upon His name even more. Because all these things are like a harsh reminder, or more of like a comfort reminder. To know that we're almost out of this place. And Yahweh Shai is about to return. But before that, it's going to be Jacob's trouble, and it's going to be trials and tribulations down here. And then continuing on verse 31, it says, "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call." So the Israelites who call on the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, they're going to be delivered. But not everybody that's going to call on His name is going to be delivered. Because a lot of 2/3 know this name. But ultimately the 144,000, just not only are they not going to take the Ark microchip, is they're going to know the names. They're going to know what to do, for salvation. And first and foremost is being sealed with this word, this good news gospel. Because once you hear about this, you can't get it out of your mind. It's like it's like a meme in your mind that you're always going to have to consider. All right, so a Psalms precept I have is verse Psalms 25 verse 14. It says, "The secret of the Lord is with them that fear Him, and He will show them His covenant." So if you fear the Lord, He's going to sup with you. He's going to deal with you and show you the way. And then ultimately He's going to direct you, to the men of the Lord. Whether they be of Great Millstone from the apostles on down, or whoever is of the elect who is out there doing this work. And you're not going to be seeing that in ISUPK, because those are the false prophets that were spoken about in the scriptures, telling you to not look for the release date, because he was equating Jacob's trouble as like a prison sentence, and that you're supposed to just sit tight and like serve your prison sentence. But ultimately, he is right to an extent. This is a prison sentence. But part of the prison sentence is that we're supposed to seek out these prophecies. We're supposed to measure the time diligently. We're supposed to actually get right in ourselves. Because like the scripture says, riches aren't comely to a niggard. The first thing that you have to do is realize that the kingdom is within you, and that you have to sin less, offend less. So pretty much a niggard, a grimy person, a person that's not fit for the kingdom. They're not going to be doing these things. Ultimately, they're not going to have the fear of the Lord in them. So the Lord isn't going to show them, the path, to deliverance during Jacob's trouble. And then, ultimately, because these people, they're not preaching, prophesying about the, the impending doom that's written all over the scriptures. They're talking about only the deliverance. Well, that deliverance isn't for everybody. It's more of like a contending thing. Because everyone's contending for the elect. So that they can get that crown of deliverance. But if they're not doing the right things, like warning the nation, it's to what is them, the day of the Lord, like it says here in Amos 5 verse 18, says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." It's letting you know that when Yahushua returns, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. And that's why that fear's got to strike in you, because you don't want to be numbered in the people of the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, but rather you want to be of the number of the elect, the saints. Just to further prove it that what we're supposed to do down here is supposed to do what Yahushua told us to do, is to prophesy, because that's the spirit of Yahushua, is this testimony, is prophecy. We're supposed to measure the times diligently and then speak on them, and then warn our people about the impending doom, like the wars and rumors of wars. We're supposed to tell the people that there's going to be a World War III, and there's not going to be a nuclear bunker that's going to save you, but rather it's going to be the tower of the Lord. So this is Revelation 19 verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." So prophesy. So like it says, the day of the doom. That's we're supposed to prophesy about that doomsday. What people call it, like a bunch of names, the apocalypse, the rapture, whatever. But pretty much it's the day of the Lord. Because when he comes, it's going to be darkness and not light. But for the majority of the people, it's going to be the best thing ever. For the 144,000, because they're going to be delivered out of the destruction. And then who's bringing that destruction? Yahushua. So that's the end of this video. I recommend watching this video so you can get the understanding of what these guys were speaking about. Let me see if I could play just a little bit of it.
All kinds of madness, clearly evident. Trouble is, scriptures talk about that. And you don't know if you're gonna make it. We don't know if we're gonna make it out. We hope with confidence and faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai that we're gonna make it out of that trouble.
Yeah, well, I recommend watching it yourself. But that's the end of this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and Shalom Akim.